Hi.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Very, very good. A little bit jet lagged at the moment because I'm in Texas.
You're in Texas. What are you doing in Texas?
It's a little bit of work and play. I'm over here with my producing partner for one of my feature films. So we're doing a lot of the development for that at the moment, and we're polishing the script, and it's kind of easier just to be together so we can just get up and work through it as much as we can. So yeah.
That's so exciting. So you're saying you're there with your partner and you said filming. So we're very interested in actually what you do. Tell the people what you're doing, like career-wise and project-wise.
Okay, so first and foremost, I'm an actor. And I've been in the industry for 20 years. And I've got over 40 feature film credits, basically, for acting.
Wow.
I could go on and on and on with the film, so it's kind of like that's it in a nutshell for acting. And then alongside acting, I built up my own company, television and poster design company called RWI Creative. That's now expanding to also cut trailers for all of that brand. And then I've also just launched social media management. And in January, I'm launching the commercial side of the company so that I'm getting head of a lady to oversee the commercials so that we can then obviously film, direct, produce commercials for lots of brands and businesses.
Fantastic.
Wow. How did you even start to get into this? Did you study acting? Let's take it back to the roots, or did you just fall in love with film? How did it all begin?
It all began when I was about 5, and I was obsessed of looking at the television screen. And I was obsessed. I always looked behind the TV, and I was like, I couldn't get how the people were on the television. So
Oh my God.
I was obsessed, and I kept looking behind, and I was like, I want to be in there. And all the time, I just wanted to be inside with those other people. And I didn't understand why they were small. It just fascinated me from 5. And my mum was just like, you were just obsessed. You'd come home and you just always, like, Rachel, it's a television. They're not behind the television. They're not in it. So I got really fascinated at a young age of these people in the screen. And then at school, I always knew I wanted to perform. And there was an audition for Cinderella. So I was like, oh my God. And I used to like scrub floors pretending to be Cinderella, like, call me Cinders, call me Cinders. And Mum was just like, yeah, she can be Cinders, because I was cleaning up. So I did the auditions, and I was so excited because I thought I was going to be Cinderella. And then I was cast as the king.
Happened to me before, where you were auditioning and you want to do a female character and you can't believe you landed a male character.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
So then I went home and I was like, oh, did you get Cinder? Because I was always called the two characters I always loved as a child. The next one I'll come on to. And I was like, no, I got the king. And so I was like, how can I? And when I was home, and I was still really young, but I was like, at least I'm getting on stage. So I mean, it's embarrassing now, but I decided to be the best king I could be. And I was like, and on the stage I looked so rigid and tall because I was trying to be, I'm short, so I was trying to be really, really tall on stage, and I was delivering my lines like this and really trying to be a king. So I decided I did that. And then the next year, it was Alice in Wonderland.
Oh.
And I was like, I've got to be Alice.
Yeah.
So I worked really, really hard. I learned, and this is young, but I was just like, I ended up watching the video again. I loved Alice, and I really got into it. And I did get Alice that year.
Oh.
So I was like, yes. And then I went on. Basically, my parents kept on saying, you've got to get an education. We want you to get a degree. We don't want you to be an actor. They were trying to keep me safe from this industry. Madam here was not going to listen to that. And then I went to college. It was the Henley College, and studied performing arts, BTEC National Diploma in Performing Arts, because I knew I did a pitch deck for my dad before this, and I was like, look, I know this isn't A-levels, but this is a pitch deck. This is how I'm going to get to drama school, but I can get a degree in acting, Dad. So I will get a degree. I will. So
But you do know a national diploma in BTech or at college is equivalent to A levels. I mean, it will get you a scholarship into whatever university, or even if you decide to go drama school, it's equivalent.
Equivalent, yeah. So
Yeah.
I was like, but let me please do this, because I
Yeah.
don't want to do that. I just can't do that.
Yeah.
I did that, and then again, I knew my parents probably wouldn't have let me go. And in there, I got spotted to go to the Edinburgh Festival and be in a play in my summer holidays.
Yeah. But the Fringe Festival?
Yeah. Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I knew my parents wouldn't let me go because I was still quite young. I was like 16. So the director was like, look, we really want you in this play. And I just said yes. And I got on a flight and I went to Edinburgh without telling them. It's like,
I love this. So you just booked your own flight?
Yeah.
With what money?
Just with little savings.
Savings here and there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Literally, I definitely didn't get much pocket money. It was like £2 a week. Like it was, you know, when you were like savings. And I had a job. My first ever job. I was at the Harvester, and I was at the front as a hostess, and I was too young to wait at tables or serve food or alcohol.
Yeah.
I would just stand at the front of the Harvester and go, hello, have you ever been to a Harvester before? Welcome.
Love it.
To get my money.
And I actually love Harvester. It used to be so
I know.
amazing 15 years ago. Now I just don't know. Yeah, the salad bar.
It was always
The bread.
free. It was the sweet corn and the bacon bits.
Yeah, and the honey mustard and the bread and the butter. Anyway, 15 years ago. Fantasy.
Yeah,
Continue.
exactly. So that's how I kind of got my flight. And I went out there, and Mum was like, Rachel, your dinner's on the table, thinking that I was with my friends. And I was like, oh, Mum, I'm not coming back. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, I'm in Scotland. And she was just like, what are you, Rachel, what? And I would say, yeah, I'm in a play, I've got a job, and I'm getting paid. I'm going to take this summer holidays, and I'm working. She went, what are you doing? And I said, I'm at the Edinburgh Festival, I'm acting, Mum. That's what I want to do. Like this. They were literally on the next flight over. Mum and Dad.
Oh my God.
Be like, oh my God. Then they watched me, and they were like, we're not gonna stop her. We're not. And I ended up winning an award. And I was like, see, I can. This is what I've got to do.
So did you go to drama school, Rachel? Did you end up going to drama school? Which one?
Arts Ed, the School of Acting.
Wow.
And
beautiful.
Yeah, and there was 4,000 people that applied for that year when I applied.
Yeah.
For 30 spaces.
That's
so it
good.
it was crazy. It was something I had to do.
Yeah.
I just worked so hard at my auditions. And there were some rejects of other schools, you know, as it is.
Yeah.
I was just like, any of these ones, and I had 10. And I was like, any of them. Just
Any other well-known actors that we would know that went to the same drama school?
Laura Haddock, who was in the year above me, she was in Terminator. Well, Andrew Lloyd Webber was the one that funded it. And
Wow.
Wow.
So
That's good.
yeah,
Fantastic.
it was a really good experience. I loved it.
So from there, literally from such a young age, I think I'm talking to myself through the screen because I've had a similar. I did acting since 6 also, and I was obsessed with it. I think I was more obsessed with music videos like Michael Jackson and all the classics. I was just watching in the screen too. I'm like, how can I get in there? But I wasn't looking behind the TV. I was just looking how I can get into the TV.
You literally had a better brain than me.
And then, like, by time, like you, I did all of that. You know, the classes, performing arts, drama. Got even a degree in acting, did everything, and then fell into business. Yeah, just because my mom was a single parent, and I was like, passion, acting, being broke, but being what I want to be, or making money. So my direction switched. At that, I think I was like 21. At that point, when I graduated, was when my whole passion kind of got a bit left behind, and what I wanted to do, and kind of led to business, which I love, don't get me wrong, but because remember, you're performing all the time when you're working or doing meetings, or trying to sell something in any business, so it kind of went in hand. But I'm so proud of you that you stuck to it and that you are where you are today, because a lot of people like me end up kind of leaving it further behind, and then when we're now nearly 40 or 35s in the mid years, we're like, oh god, it's time to get back into it, because it's never too late, right? There's actors who have kind of made it at 40, 50, and 60. They are going back into even 60, even 70.
Royal family. What's her name? The lady in the royal family.
Oh god, what is her name?
Yeah, she was.
She went in for the show very late. But there's some really big. I think Morgan Freeman even went in really, really late. So yeah, there's a lot of. But the fact that you're like pursuing this and you're expanding on it into a business, I love that part. So can you maybe touch base on that, how you're turning obviously your passion and being in roles, now creating roles, and you said you made like 20 to 25 films, credits. What are the top 3? That's one of the questions. And how are you turning that into that business factor so you can make more money to sustain yourself as an actor and producer and director?
It's just so many hats. First of all, you're never ever too late to get back into it, and I just want to say that you have your head screwed on, because you kind of did it the right way round, and I did it the bull in a china shop kind of way, where I wish, all through my 20s I look back and it was pretty horrific, and it was 4 jobs, juggling 4 jobs, getting near to the top of. I got recalls and recalls for certain things. Second for EastEnders to play Roxy. Emmerdale, I was down to the last 3 to go in as a regular for A New Family, but they told me my cheekbones were wrong. Like,
it's crucial, isn't it?
Just all of that, and then it's you get to the last stage, and there's 2 of you left. I was polishing glasses and getting in at like 3 a.m. and then my recall would be, 9 or 10 in the morning, trying to do all the makeup, and then you sit next to the person like, oh yeah, I've just got a blow dry, and I've just
my god,
and I'm like, oh, just keep it together, trying to get eye drops to make your eyes not red, all of that stuff. So if I could have my time again, I probably would have created a company or something alongside it, so that I didn't work so many jobs and everything. But to this day, Rise of the Foot Soldier, I played Lucy, the leading lady in Lucy and the Foot Soldier opposite Terry Stone.
Amazing.
So that flipped my career quite a lot, and that's all thanks to Andy Loveday, who saw me and was like, you've got to be in this film.
Yeah.
So, and then I did the audition. They made me audition, and I went for it. I was like, I need this role because this is the chance. But this was in my 30s now. So all those years of I can't tell you the amount of rejection.
Do you think, Rachel, that acting and actors is a bit about luck, being in the right place at the right time sometimes? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that too.
And even more so, it's now it's even wider. It's like, oh, what's your following? What's this? What?
Yeah.
Like, what? I've got to try and keep up with all of the other side of my branding now, and try and get it all, because people will look at you because they just want to know if you can sell. So it's more trying to get your name up there. They're like, who's in it? And you're like, well, I am. And it's like, well, who else is in it? It's like, right, I need to go to some A-listers, or I need to go to influencers, or even now taking over some trained actors, because they have the following. They get in the door straight away without even an audition.
Crazy.
And then we do rounds and rounds of auditions. So it's that kind of thing now, where I'm trying to push the social media a little bit more to get my name out there, but keeping it very seriously to kind of acting and what I'm about, to keep up with it.
That's very surprising. I never knew it took such a shift where you need to even have like a huge social presence to You know, because back in the days, I mean, it's all about what performance you've done on stage or what films you've been in, how much experience have you had, you know? And that, like, there's a company called Spotlight and a lot of other online companies where you know, promote the stuff you're in. Now it sounds like it's more about, you know, I think being
The
known
target,
on social,
the audience,
well, just being followed,
Yeah.
whether you have credentials or not, just if you're liked, actually. That's what it's about now, which is crazy.
I know, and it is. It's like, what have they done, and the followers before seeing a tape.
Crazy.
It changed as well, because back in the day, it was, we would meet casting directors in person, and that way you actually got to see people in the flesh.
Yeah.
And actually, it was a ball ache because of the cost of travelling in and out and all of that, around juggling 4 jobs and spending them money into acting, and then, you know, a lot of the time it's hard. But now it's all changed. It's like tape. If you're lucky to have an agent that actually gets you auditions to tape.
Yes. Yeah.
Otherwise, it is pure networking. It's pure yourself, of getting yourself in the door. For sure.
Yeah.
Or make your own films.
Oh, yeah, right. Well done. Making your own films.
Yeah.
So this all happened in lockdown.
Yeah.
Wow.
COVID. And before this, I had a children's party and entertainment party called Pickle Pie Parties that I'd had for 8 years.
Love it.
That was one of my day jobs in my 20s, where I'd prance around like a twat kids going, and all of that. I was then like, actually, I could help other actors here. I could get them on board, so we all work our weekends. I won't take so much of a cut as what the other agencies were doing, so we can all afford to work our weekends and then be free and flexible in the week for auditions and developing our craft. So I did that for 8 years, got 20 actors on board, and then we ended up on Channel 5, a programme called Billionaire Babies for 24 karat, Billionaire Babies, 24 karat gold.
Wow.
So we got on there, and then they even quoted the best entertainer in London. So, and there I was, Alice.
Love it.
I had to be like, shall we play croquet together? Like this, and had to go around as Alice playing croquet with a lot of little children. So that was a part of my life. And then when COVID hit, obviously at that point I was seeing like over 100 kids every weekend. COVID, it all shut down.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, I could sit here and be miserable and think, oh my God, or I can actually use this to an advantage and change my life in what I want to do. Because at that time, negotiating about, you know, what princess and all of this was just getting a bit too much with some of the mums, and the competition between them is quite, oh my God, it's eye-opening what goes on in the party world for kids. I want that. Oh, you're fabulous, but I just want more. What else can you do? Money doesn't matter. And you're like, right, what else can I give you? It was insane. I would parties that were like £24,000 for a 4-year-old's birthday party.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That side. So, but so I was like, I need to start making my own content, because I need to start creating my own opportunities in acting, and I want to support women, and I want to raise women up, and I want to make scripts and content that actually give women great roles. You know, I want them to be a lot of female-led content, but even if they're kind of equal, whatever roles are written in there for a woman, they have substance, and they're not they're not the tar on the side. They're not the the trophy sort of thing.
I love that. Yeah,
and I was just like, I have to do this. I can create it for myself, but I can also hopefully bring in equality. And I'm all very much, I do it in all my kind of interviews and stuff, is like equal opportunities is just, everybody should have that opportunity. But when it comes to it, if you are hiring, like say a DOP, you give a woman the opportunity, the chance to show her skills, but also men as well. So it's like, but then because people don't bring in the women. So I'm like, I'm manically at the moment looking at female DOPs, female directors, female writers, a lot, so that I can try my hardest to give them opportunities to see if they can match up, female editors, the lot. I went on a course that was sponsored by Pinewood Film Studios, and I had to have an interview to go on it, and I was like, oh my God, can I be a producer? Like, can I? Like, what? This whole new thing? And then I got accepted and went on the
Well
course.
done.
Yeah, worked my butt off doing it all. Obviously, you then get people coming to you saying you can't do it, you're a woman, how can an actor be a producer and an actor, like telling me that I've got my head in the clouds, like all of this stuff around it, and thinking, well, you can't.
All the best producers are actors, aren't they?
Yeah, literally, you open it up now and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
that's what we do. Come on.
absolutely.
I think if you haven't stepped into being an actor, then how can you, or even being on the field, if you want to call it, like any job where you be a sales executive, you need to start from the bottom and get to the top, right? So you need to be that actor and go through all this shit to understand what the runner does, what the producer does, what the director does, what's the screenwriter doing, what does this person do, for you to then enable to adapt to these roles as well and understand it more. I think that gives you more credentials than anything else if you've come from an actor's world trying to step into being a director, you know what I mean, or a producer. So whoever said that to you, that's the answer you should have given them.
Team. It's funny you say that, because before I decided to do the producing, I actually was a script supervisor, which is the continuity on a film. It's the hardest job a crew could ever do. They sit next to the director, they have to talk to all the HODs, all the camera, the sound, everyone, to tell them what the T-stop is for the next shot. You've got to be on set, learning about all the continuity. You've got to make sure you're looking at the screen, timing it while every scene goes down, writing it, making sure the continuity matches a scene like you shot 5 days ago.
Yeah.
It was full on, but I did that for 4 films.
Wow.
Because I wanted to learn so that I understand crew big time.
Yes.
I've been one, so I know it, and I'm going to treat my crew like royalty.
Lovely.
Then I also did I was basically a production coordinator on a Netflix reality show called Indian Matchmaking.
Oh my God.
I've never seen that.
How was that? How was that?
It's so insightful. But so then I was coordinating the whole show. So I did
so funny.
Yeah, it was.
Where was that based? In India?
We were the London shoot. So when they come to London,
So it's like Indians trying to find a match, basically. And so most Indians are like so picky, right? And actually the parents are the most difficult to navigate through. So I can just imagine Rachel in between all this, trying to coordinate the parents, the people who are actually trying to date. Oh my God, that would have been probably so much drama and fun, I think, and challenging.
It's insightful, and it's challenging, but it's also the other side of it, of you have to get your permits, you have to get the locations. So I was the one in charge of the locations to negotiate and to that side of it. So I learned how to coordinate a shoot. So then, now someone will be like, oh, we need a permit here. I'm like, oh yeah, I know what to do, like this. So it's like learning crew on movies and films and things, but then also how to be a coordinator, how to manage it, and if you're grafting, it goes up to then production manager, and then it's the producers, but I was the coordinator. So you're like the dog's body, but it teaches you. So it was like my training on a job.
No, that's amazing.
You should watch the show. Honestly, it's.
So, what's your view, Rachel, on reality TV? Because you've done that now for Netflix. But what is your real view? Because you were talking about actors having to really, perform now to get roles where reality TV stars are just walking into different roles without even having the credible, backing.
Well, I have recently acted in a film called Mr. Hyde.
Right.
And I play the leading lady, which I'm very excited about, called Dr. Carmichael.
So is it Hyde and
Jekyll and Hyde?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's played by Adam Astel, who's a phenomenal actor.
Right.
And then Dr. Carmichael, his psychiatrist and his therapist, and it's got lots of twists.
Is that going to be on Netflix or terrestrial or?
It's going to be released next year, and then it depends with the distribution where they then release it. So it will get released, because I know you have trust and faith in production companies to get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But on there, I worked with Jake Cornish, who was a reality star from Love Island.
Right.
Yeah.
Who I didn't know.
Right.
But then I was so interested in what goes on behind the scenes in that. When you're like, oh my God. So it's a different world.
Yeah.
But I always think as well, if they're talented and they're good, fair play. Because they have done the reality route, and with reality, it is brutal too.
Oh, absolutely. We both, Ramona and I both know that.
Once you got a camera on your face, once you've got a camera on your face and you're exposed to the world, your life changes.
And you're vulnerable. And that can also be quite brutal. Yeah.
And
I think for me and Faye, I think what's brutal about being a reality TV person, it's that it's us. It actually is us. We're not acting. Like, we're not like in a character, like in Rise and Fall. Everyone's like, oh, lady boss, I'm actually that. So if you hate that, then that means they hate me. Because that's not me acting,
you're absolutely right, Ramona. Absolutely.
Because
what they see is you. They're seeing you as the person.
Yeah, like I could be, an actor, and let's say Mrs. Doubtfire, and act like, the neighbor, but that's me acting. Whether you like my character or not, I'm acting. Off screen, I'm Ramona. On screen, I don't know, I'm playing Rachel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with reality TV, I think it's more fun, much more challenging, but then also so is acting, because you're learning so many lines. You got to really embed the role, and you got to make believe, that you are this character. But I think the crucial part of it is the reviews afterwards, because the reviews on you, not on the character you're trying to play. But I think both there's some reality stars, I guess, that shouldn't be reality stars, clearly, who kind of get roles in certain big production companies where you just think, actually, there's a ton of other people who have really worked so hard and towards maybe pursuing such a role, and then they get kind of missed out. Again, that goes back to what you said about big followings, people, having that, shebang online, that they kind of skip the queue, if you want to call that.
Then it
but
helps producers. So you see from that side. But for me personally, I wouldn't judge if when I'm casting or anything, I'm not going to judge if you're a reality star or an actor or anything. I want to judge your acting skills. So it's like, again, it's equality. However people get where they are, for me, it's their talent. And it's like, are they right for the world? Because if you cast one bad actor in a film, you ruin your whole film. And it is
and you kind of ruin and damage your credentials, right? Like you're kind of like, so it's like you have to be careful, because if there's one bad performance and they can't act, it screws your whole film, and then it looks low budget, it looks amateur. Even if you great actors in it. So the casting, I think, is seriously crucial. And it's one of those things where I think you have to keep up with the modern world. And reality actors or actors, let's see how good they are. If they can do the role. And if you can't act, then you can't have that role, but you might be suitable for something else. It's just that. So it just depends. Do you know what?
What do you enjoy the most, Rachel? What is the best bit of your job?
Well, there's different. So I'll do the different ones. So with film producing, so far, we managed to sign up. I'm not allowed to say any names. I'm under NDA, but I'm producing an animation kids film.
Fantastic.
So Donya Yusuf has written it. She is phenomenal.
Right.
And it's about her story, and it's been inspired. I get really choked up and emotional about it. Basically, she lost her sister to suicide, and she left 2 children behind. And then shortly after, she was diagnosed with cancer. Donya herself. So there was all these children kind of left where their mummy might not be around anymore. How can you cope with that? So Donya started writing these books called Sadie in the Grove, and it's all about how to kind of help children overcome loss and
bereavement, etc.
All of that kind of stuff. So so she started posting them out to underprivileged children and everything. She's just a beautiful woman. And so then she came to me and was like, oh, I've got this show. We managed to sign up an A-lister, a female A-lister that everyone in the world will know the name of. So they're all...
We will know, we will.
Yes. Oh, 100% you'll know. It's pretty cool. She's amazing. So she
loves
it, and we're actually converting it now into a feature film, and I've signed up an exceptional producer, writer, director who's been in animation. So he's coming on board to.
I'm excited to answer the question. Sorry, I love animation.
Oh my God, Faye, you're exploding here.
I do. I love animation, and because I have got a couple of sort of ideas in mind, because I come from education. I don't know if you know, Rachel. I very quickly, because I know I don't want to steal your time, but
I want to know
30 years dealing with boys with trauma. Yeah, I was head of welfare, so I've got, oh my God, I've had loads of people come to me say, please write a book. They want me to, and I'm trying to start to write a book, but I get distracted easily because it's not something I'm used to doing. They want me to write my whole 30 years with these the troubled boys that people have forgotten, boys that you see out in the street and you look at them and you think, but why are they like that, Rachel? That's not their fault.
That's what I say. That's always what I say.
So I've got ideas about stories to do with those sort of kids in animation style. And I'll have to talk to you about it, because I really have. And I'm bursting with different ideas, because people don't, I'm not being funny, they don't do enough with mental health for children. And that is the truth. We're talking about children with severe mental health, and nobody's doing anything about it. They're just being left out there. And that does concern me, because we're going to have a society in the next 10 to 20 years, which you and I will be bolting up our doors. It's as simple as that, because people won't want to go out on the streets. They'll be petrified.
Yeah. I'm like, it's children. It's trying to give back and and that's what this whole story, we got quite deep about it, and we're actually getting some top therapists to come on board with our script writing, because we're actually going to be feeding and winding in when they go to the magical grove, because it's all grave, I can't say too much. But so we're getting a therapist on board who's actually going to do this fun thing, but it's actually going to help them cope and overcome grief and loss. And Luke at the moment is working on a project with Nickelodeon, so it's a good
what about your voiceovers? Who are those sort of people going to be?
So the A-list.
She'll be doing all of it, will she?
No, so she's going to do the narration, then I've got a role, and then we're going to be going out.
Oh, well, if you ever want a voiceover with a black mama.
Oh, yeah, we know where we're coming, girl.
Indian girl, 3 languages, bilingual. take me. I could be a funny character, an angry character.
You want voices that are distinctive. Ramona, I would know Ramona anywhere if she was acting. And that was true, and people know my voice. People know my voice without me even. They turn around and say, "Oh, that's Faye from The Traitors. I heard your voice." They don't see me; they hear the voice first.
To be honest, people say that a lot. Till I can hear you before I even see you. I'm like, that's Ramona. I don't know. I never know if that's a compliment. I guess it is.
Yes, it is. Memorable, darling. You're memorable.
So we're getting close. We're getting close to time. Oh my god, we have another 6 minutes. I cannot believe we killed 45 minutes. It feels like it's been 5
we
minutes.
haven't even. There's so much.
We'll have to get Rachel back on, won't we, for part 2?
Yeah. I mean, we're getting her on. Yeah.
You'll be our first part 2, definitely.
I'll have more development in part 2 because I'm over here producing and delivering my rom-com, and my American writer, director, producer here. I'm actually sponsoring at the moment, and it's all gone through under my company. She's coming to move to London in January to live here permanently for 5 years. Over to London.
Yeah.
Oh, you're coming. So you're in Texas now, but you're going to be. Oh, lovely.
And then she's coming back over in January to get this stuff done. We've got a huge slate with her. Huge.
I have a question. Who funds your production? Like the whole thing? Who funds it? Yeah, people, investors, angel investors in, or how's it working?
With investment, it's all about packaging it. So with the RWI Creative, my creative branch of the company, I've kind of built a company to support it all, and I didn't realise how it's all in-house. It's literally going to private investors. It's making sure you cast it, you budget it, which will be the next stage, to make sure it's realistic. I like to make sure investors know exactly where their money's going, because there's a lot of people in this industry, and it's like we need to get rid of them and show people how it's done properly, authentically, in the right way, and don't be greedy. And so it's then pitching to private equity investors, film funds, and that's going to be the next stage for all of them.
Wow. I'm
so excited for you.
Is Rachel following the Uncut, are you?
I should be.
Because we need as much, because we're obviously with Ramona and myself, this is all ground level. We've just started it up ourselves, and we're growing, and we know it's going to take time before it goes bang. And
we're having fun. Yeah, we're having fun with it. I think it's always nice to have platforms online where you can talk to people like yourself. I think there's a lot of times where you don't get to meet different people from different categories, sectors. And again, your network is your net worth. We were talking about that earlier. And the more people you can connect to, and the more people we can connect to, I think it benefits everybody in respect to their future paths and whatever they want to do, right? So we're definitely going to be bringing you on again.
Yes, I am.
Well, Ramona and I will look forward to our red carpet VIP premieres, won't we, Ramona?
Yeah, whatever's coming next. We need to meet up. I'm obviously living in Germany. This is where I'm based. This is where my clubs are based. But Faye, something I didn't tell you, I am going to be looking to move back to London. Yeah. So the time frame we're looking at is 24 months. So around 2-year mark. So I'll be coming back just because of acting, performing, and because I'm getting a lot of stuff. Yeah. I'm getting stuff from London, and I'm like, fuck, I'm here. I've done my businesses. I think I should go now back to London and do what I wanted to do. So we're going to meet up, Rachel, anyway, because I'm always flying back and forth. We'll meet in Jan, Feb, whenever you're free. With Faye, we'll have a drink, we'll catch up. And we're going to be in one of your movies, our voiceovers, the next Pixel Disney movie. We're going to do it.
Oh, I love. We need to go for a drink.
Yeah,
I need to say we need to chill out. We need to talk.
Yeah, but I'm super proud of you. The fact that you're empowering women, the entertainment industry. This is what I stand for in the business industry. I think all in all, like you said, it all connects together regardless. That's what you're doing now. You're connecting your experiences, your production, your filming, your acting into business. And I'm excited for you. I really am. I'm excited for all of us. And I think, you know, you're going to do great things on the second time that we bring you on the Uncut. Is the one thing you want people to know about you that is going to happen next? Thing really juicy happening in 2024 that you can drop in?
First of all, I want to just say thank you to both of you for inviting me on the show. I don't want to miss
Absolutely.
that because that's
You've been great. You really have, Rachel. And like Ramona said, we've run out of time, which
I know, it's crazy.
we could go on for another 2 hours.
I'm also producing a action film, and a survival action film. It's a smaller budget, but it's kind of like the Hunger Games. So
I love it.
I've been reached out. I've just signed up an executive producer, so that's the guy that can help find the money. And he's actually raised the budget because he wants me to now cast the net wide to find a high-end top action director. So that's
Beautiful.
where I'll leave it, because that's pretty much one that can be shot next year, because now I've got him on. So I'm in the position now where I'm looking for a huge action director for it.
I love that. Hunger Game. Let's go, Rachel.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Well, it was lovely having you. Oh my God, I'm like in love with you. Like I didn't even get to talk to you much, but I mean, I'm super excited for you. I know Faye is too. We'll definitely catch up. And thank you for giving your time from Texas. And Thank you.
Yeah. And have a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy Christmas wherever you are.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Let's have a drink in January.
Definitely.
Sounds good to me. Good to me. Thank you, Rachel.
Bye.
Lovely having you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.